part she's been waiting for. She likes to take
No.
notes and stuff.
Fuck
So
that bitch. You're not in a
we-
good way.
What's up, baby girl?
we know she's in the chat. So hi, how you doing? You know what? I'm gonna play your favorite clip really quick. This is the only way to start a Smash JT segment. Hold on, give me a
And
second.
it goes to show just how in the heads people are with these.
It's her favorite part.
We'll never
Favorite part. Welcome to the Smash JT segment. So yeah, you guys already know he's getting sued by Alyssa Mercante, frivolous lawsuit, ridiculous. Ron Coleman's on the case, all that stuff. But I know Legal Mindset looked into it. I believe anyway, right? I assume. And
yeah, I read the whole complaint. I was gonna read it live, but actually I was feeling, number one, I was sick, and number two, reading it and the stupidity. It's 54 pages, most of which you can wipe your ass with. So,
Yeah.
and also most of which we covered on this stream when I came on to talk about the cease and desist.
C&D, yeah.
There's nothing that I talked about in that's not correct still. So everything I said in that, still, you can go back to that episode and take it to the fucking bank, right?
Yep.
Because everything that is true then is still true now, and this is still a dog shit lawsuit. I didn't see a piece of evidence she submitted that leads to her claims. In fact, there's some of them that are so laughable, they're insane. Such as saying she gets quote-unquote death threats, and she shows a single anonymous message from someone that she can't link to Smash JT at all, right? She just says, "Oh, here's a death threat," which could have been her sending a death threat to herself. You can just send a death threat to yourself. Who knows that? Like, I can just get on and I'll send it to myself. So, proves absolutely nothing. And the biggest thing that really made me mad.
You got to speak up, Mindset. You got to speak up.
Sorry, the biggest thing that really made me mad was that she ends up doxing Jeff in the complaint and then saying, "Oh, I'm not going to dox myself because I don't want to get death threats, and putting my address here it means you can get threats, but it's okay to put his." That is just, if anything, the most hypocritical. And I look forward to the amended filings when you guys and Ron file her address in there to correct the record, because it should be provided as a matter of public record in order to allow for proper venue. We don't know the proper venue unless we have her address. As a matter of public record, it needs to be filed. So yes, that needs to be part of the case. She cannot do that in camera. It's absolutely not permissible. That needs to be put on the record.
So with all this being said, I don't want to go like 4D chess with what they're trying to do, but it's so frivolous, it's so out of bounds, ridiculous, that it almost makes me think that it's not really about her suing me. It's about them more grand scheme trying to, if you read the part where they're talking about there's a law that's been approved or a case in Washington.
Yeah, they're literally trying to. So there's 4 causes of action, all of which are dog shit. But the one that's the most insane, I'm not kidding you guys. This is real. I'm not making this up. I'm not being hyperbolic at all. They are trying to invent a new law in her state. Invent a new law in her state based on something that's a very niche, specific Washington thing that doesn't exist in her state. They're trying to say, you know what? Smash JT is such an evil man. He is so bad. We need to invent a new cause of action in our state to deal with him and his level of harassment. Right?
Yeah.
This is ridiculous.
What is that law?
Real quick. Just to give back a little bit. I don't know how much research you did on her lawyers, but some background. I've just had brief research on them. But her lawyers are activist lawyers, and
I know that part.
And she doesn't have, according to her, she says she's broke on Twitter. So this is her words again. So she can try to put this in a lawsuit too, just using her words and what she says. So I put 2 and 2 together and say, okay, she doesn't have money, and she's prepping this lawsuit for $75,000 in damages. For trying to take all the money I made, even though that's way more than I made last year in any world that on YouTube. And she's trying to take a lawsuit without money. So these lawyers are clearly doing it pro bono for their agenda pushing. Would you agree with that?
I can't say, you can't say clearly because we don't know. So I can't say clearly, right?
Okay,
Like,
but
I don't
would
know
you
where
say
she got this money from.
it-
I don't know where she got this. She could have gotten money from somebody, right? She could have
correct,
had an
correct.
expensive sugar daddy. Who knows, right? Like,
But I'm just saying,
you have
that
no idea, so I can't
maybe
say
I'm
it's
asking the wrong
100%.
person because you're a lawyer. But I'm just saying, looking at an activist law firm taking on what looks to be activist causes,
Use the words "it would seem."
it would seem likely to me that
That there is a bit of bankrolling happening here.
There you go.
That's all
It
I'm
is
saying.
a strong possibility that
Exactly.
they're
That's all
doing
I'm
it
trying to
pro
say.
bono or yeah, you're right. Yes, see, exactly.
Is
But
it-
you gotta be
is it-
accurate.
yeah.
I'm a fucking lawyer, motherfucker. You gotta be accurate. You can't say, well, clearly it's this 100%. Yeah, hold your horses, Honcho.
Clearly, it's strongly
that's-
likely.
JT,
It's,
Strongly likely
Chris
is
wants to
different.
wants to ask something.
I have a question. So did you
Yeah,
read
sure.
the part where
I read all of it, baby. I read all of it.
okay. So obviously,
Yeah.
My condolences,
What
by
did
the way.
you think
Sorry.
about? What did
You
you
read
think
it
about the
also.
part where they said they were he basically caused her to get fired
Yep.
because he reported on Destiny reporting on her being a fan of Hassan Piker, who's
Fan is a
obviously
light word.
anti-Semitic. What do you think about the fact that she completely skipped over Destiny
Destiny,
and
yeah.
Asmongold to sue Smash JT for reporting on that?
It was a much smaller platform.
Can we bring Destiny to court?
Because no, it's the point. She doesn't want to pick on somebody who's larger, has larger fan base, has
Yep.
larger money. She wants to get a little low level win so she can validate her narrative, and that's what the whole thing is. This is what she's picking an activist law firm to prove a point to get a W for them because they think they can pick on little Smash JT and it'll be okay. It's the same reason why a lot of people will, when they want to punch, they'll punch down because they perceive it as easier. Now, I think that's a really bad move from a PR standpoint. I think it looks bad, right? In general, because if you lose, then now you've lost to a quote unquote nobody, right? You know,
Right.
so
It's even worse.
It's even worse. It puts you below them, and she's going to lose this. So
What about? I mean, if just let's say it was a cold day in hell, and somehow she was able to get just the right combination of activist dickheads to agree with her and win, the precedent it would set would fucking destroy free speech, wouldn't it? On
Well, yeah, I
social
mean, she
media.
It would have
He
to be
could-
overturned or something. That would be.
He could appeal it, like, once again, he could appeal it. Even if he got an activist trial court judge, he could appeal it, and at some point they would look at it and be like, "This is crap," right? Like it's some judge that. What in my look, I'm not completely black-pilled on the legal system where I think we only get bad outcomes. I think it is possible. It just could be very expensive for Jeff. He could end up paying a significant amount of money. Now, the good news is he's had pretty robust support. The fact he was fully funded right off rip is fucking awesome.
But
For
I mean-
him, it shows a level of support. that
I
he's
think
got
she didn't
against
really
Melissa.
expect that too. I think that was one of the reasons why, in my humble opinion, that she chose me. It's like, oh, he probably
Correct.
is not going to dig deep in pockets. He doesn't have the funding to fight
Correct.
this for years. Again, which I told her multiple times, I'm like, you don't want to do this with me. I told
It's,
you, like,
it's not just if she it affects everybody, right? If what she's trying to establish here is that anything we actually say about anybody that we criticize would be harassment. Therefore, that would be the
No,
precedent
beyond
set.
that, beyond that,
Go on.
terrorism. So
Yeah.
the actual,
Yeah.
the actual cause of action
Stochastic.
is stochastic terrorism. They want to be able to call you without it being defamation. They want to be able to call you terrorists because
Yikes.
if they get that there, they can literally call you terrorists.
But if that's the
and it won't be
case,
defamation.
if that's the case, they already can do that in Washington. If that is a law there, is that
It's
true?
not an actual. It's not. But the thing is, it's common law, so it's sort of. It's not the same thing. And
Okay.
it probably is based on a quote. That actually probably based on a quote from the case because they cited it there in the judgment
From Wikipedia.
Yeah. So no. So it probably is like it's probably called something like escalating harassment or something like that, and somebody else referenced that as stochastic terrorism. So she wants to make
Right.
that a thing. And for her, that's a tagline. So she can say, oh, I'm being terrorized. Right.
Question. Okay, you already said you read the whole thing. We all read it. In what
We did.
world would any like lawyer look at that and go, "I will take this case"? Like,
An active.
We just talked about
Are you
it.
kidding me?
I mean-
Are you fucking kidding me? An
I mean,
activist
no,
lawyer,
even-
number one?
No, but good point, because financially
a
they're not
retarded
going to
one.
make any money from it.
Yeah, even a dumb retarded lawyer. Why would you
have to-
then look at that and say, "I'm
Well,
going to do this"?
Hold on. If they're doing it pro bono, you do have to do a certain amount of pro bono hours a year. Did you not? You guys didn't know that?
I did
We
not
all
know
have to
that.
do.
I didn't know that.
We all have to. We either have to. We have to pay a certain
I
amount
knew
of money.
that.
In my state, we have to either pay. You either pay a charity some money or you do pro bono. So it's like either or. Some states there's no choice. You got to do it. So like if they might just be like, all right, it's our pro bono contribution.
But they're an activist law firm, so I'd imagine that they don't run low on pro bono stuff that they do there.
And here's the other thing too. This is PR for them. They're like, oh, we represented Kotaku, right? We represent this. This is.
I don't know if
PR
you
for
want
them.
that for PR. That's not necessarily good.
They don't give a shit.
But it fits their
Least
their ideological
Their
bent,
image,
right?
yeah.
Because there are law firms that are ideologically on one side or another side. They exist.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Damn.
Guys, we have an answer finally. John Doe says, "Okay, boys, I'll take one for the team and sleep with a Thank you, God.
This is John
Thank
Doe
you.
as well.
That took a
Please,
long
Rest
time.
in peace, sir.
Can we just get it done? Get this over with? That'll be great.
Yeah,
You know
chick
what's
needs
the
to get
big?
railed.
You know what's the biggest thing? Now, I'd said this during our cease and desist, and we were talking about that. She talks about the sex worker stuff without acknowledging, and what you always do whenever you have a case is you bring up your weakest point and you bolster that. She's not brought up her sex blog at all or any of that. And I would have, in the complaint, brought that up and said it was clear that this was just XYZ, but it's not, she wasn't a sex worker, blah, blah, blah. She fails to mention it at all.
Good job, Marilyn Transon.
There was also one piece of
horrible.
evidence she put in the lawsuit. It was you responding to something, and it was her claiming that was proof of you defaming her when you knew it was inaccurate. And the post she was quoting was you responding to her saying, like, I suck dicks. But she didn't put that part in it. She put your response to that in it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, goodness me.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
ultimately, I mean, it's pretty clear a lot of this is ridiculous. I mean, was there any? You said some of the parts in there, I guess, weren't super ridiculous. Were there anything in there that stood out to you that
Anything that held water?
like held water?
I mean, well, obviously,
Right.
look, obviously, yes. Calling someone a sex worker if there's no basis for it, if there's zero basis for it, would be bad. You can't just go around and say, yeah, you're a prostitute, because that is illegal. It's a crime, right? You can't just do that without any basis for it, right? However, like we talked about, there is a basis for it based on her monetization
Well,
of
right.
her
Let me
blog
can I
and
follow
stuff.
that up just real quick? What kind of recourse is there for me with her deleting these tweets of evidence showing that? Because these are now
She said
screenshots.
it.
Well, everybody has those tweets.
No, that's my point. But in legal
Well, you've got those,
warfare,
right?
what's that?
You've got copies.
Oh
of
yeah,
it.
no, I have. Trust me, I have
Yeah,
everything.
yeah, you got
Um,
everything. Yeah. So
Even
look,
I
the
do.
point is that
Yeah.
could be showing her wanting to hide these things or hide the proof or hide the evidence. So that can be towards her malicious intent, sort of bad faith, right? So this is a bad faith filing, right? She has what we might call unclean hands. She's coming into this knowing something, and she's not being candid with the court, and her counsel is not being candid with the court.
Is
You
that
can see
is that
in all
room
of
for
this.
disbarment?
No. And this is one thing I know a lot of people were running out there and saying this. Now, look, I feel like these type of lawyers should be disbarred personally. However, the reality is, and I focus on facts, not feelings here. Either way, the reality is you don't get to. It's hard to get disbarred. It's really hard. The only ways that people consistently get disbarred are stealing money from clients. If you steal money from clients, you will get disbarred in 2 seconds. If you do cocaine off a hooker's ass in Vegas, you're going to still be fine. In most cases, from
Well,
ask Nick
didn't
Recato.
that Grand
Ask
Theft
Nick
Auto
Recato.
was that Jack Trenton guy? Didn't he get disbarred in Florida for something?
Yeah, once again, you can. It's possible. It's possible. But can I
Jack
say,
Thompson,
oh,
right?
Yeah, is this guy going to get disbarred for filing this? Chances are no. Is it? Could it happen? Sure, but a lot of things could happen. Right.
Well, can I throw something in the pot?
Sure, sure.
No, I'm about to stir something up real. So
Stir it up, baby.
Alyssa Mercante
Let's do it.
very clearly is in damage control because she has deleted the most amount of tweets she's ever deleted, and that would be
shit.
today, where she has deleted
Oh,
29
that was
more
fun.
tweets over the last couple of days. She's been deleting tweets, and I want you guys to keep in mind she tweets about 20 to 40 times a day. So if it shows negative 29 here, it actually means she's deleted more than that.
Mhm.
It's just because you
she's
got to remember
tweeted, like,
there's
11,
there's
so,
a
yeah.
plus 20 in here somewhere, so she's actually deleted about 40 some odd tweets,
Mhm.
give or take. And we're also going to throw something else in the pot because fuck
You're
it, why
screen
not?
capping that, yeah.
So, yeah, screen cap that. She can't get Social Blade taken down. Number 2, considering that Black Girl Gamers attacked one of my videos on my secondary channel, I find it extremely interesting that they deleted a massive amount of tweets leading up to about
Oh, buddy.
they've deleted I think Ron Coleman should know about this. They deleted about 449 tweets over the last 30 days. Why they would do that?
You're not dealing
Don't
with
really know, but
these people are nefarious, like what they're doing right now. They're coming in with an angle that is not a pure intention. This is a very negative angle that they're taking.
Black Girl
But they're the
Gamers, look
good
at this.
guys.
Negative 449 for the last 30 days. I wonder why that is, BGG.
Christ.
And they seem to be losing
Hold on,
support.
wait, you got more deleted tweets than you got views on your YouTube videos. How the fuck?
That's
How does that even happen? Black Girl Gamers? Jeez.
Yo, that's absolutely
They're the
insane
good
to look
guys.
at.
You know that's verbal assault, right?
I don't give a fuck.
Terrorist.
So I'm gonna find this to be very, very interesting, BGJ, and I will continue to monitor the progress of your Twitter profile over the next couple of weeks for sure.
Almost 300 tweets
That's
in a day.
fucking nuts.
Almost
honestly.
300 deleted tweets in a day on the same day that they went after my video and Valiant Renegade. Gee, I wonder why.
Nah, bro.
I
I don't even
wonder
know what. You know what? Never mind. They're retarded. Never mind. I'm not even going to ask that question. That's good. Yo, like, well, why did they do that?
One thing she tried in the lawsuit, which was hilarious to me, was saying that 37 thumbnails against using her image as harassment. I'm like, look, that's just how YouTube works, right?
Yeah.
You can have especially for people that are streamers. Like I have streams, I'll have a picture there. And then I'll have a clip that I created of that also was going to have the picture, probably because it's of the same topic, right? So 37 is nothing. I mean, if that happens, then when I'm covering a case like Johnny Depp or Amber Heard, right? Amber Heard's going to sue me for terrorism because I've got 200 videos of her face on it, right?
But then that would mean LeBron could sue ESPN. Like, come on,
right, exactly, right?
Right.
It's like number of thumbnails doesn't equal harassment. Right. That's insane. It's the content that's within it. And that's what she really comes up weak on. What she comes up weak on is the things he's actually said. It's the indirect stuff. And it's like, well, he talks about me a lot. He tweets about me a lot. Some random guy, that's not him, sent me a death threat. These are not things that he did, right? Or that directly affect her. They're indirect, right?
So I guess when you say all that, I get left with the mentality of like, there has to be another reason for this happening because
She's in love with you.
Well,
no, I like
Smash.
What Hypno was saying?
This isn't the first time I've said this, but I will say it again. Don't expect unreasonable people to act or think in a reasonable manner.
True, but I'm trying
no,
to.
Yes.
Somebody probably who is in a position of power, probably at some corporation, right? Because I know how this works. The most awkward moment is when somebody at a corporation that you're working with, and I've had this moment when I was starting my YouTube, when I was still working as corporate, when they're like, "Hey, I saw you like on this channel," and they came after her, and exactly. Yeah. Talk about conversations I had, but with you, somebody probably saw her in your video, and it embarrassed the hell out of her, and because of that, she hung on to it like a cat and that's the nails in the wall, and it hit her, right? And I imagine that's what it was. Somebody very powerful saw your video, or in a very influential way saw her video. It affected her personally and emotionally, and she hasn't been able to let that go.
That's fair, but that's not my problem.
I have another thing too.
No, I agree. I'm just telling you the reason. It's a
Can
bad
I stir
reason.
the pot? I want to stir the pot. I want to stir the pot. Can I stir the pot?
Do it.
Yeah.
So somebody who's heavily affiliated with Black Girl Gamers, who has been on their streams, and also obviously is a semi-affiliated with Alyssa Mercante to some degree, has also been mass deleting tweets over the last few days. I find it to be very interesting.
Please
so let's
don't
talk
tell me
about
it's who I
that
think it is.
because their
Ash
Twitter
Parrish?
profile is private, and
Oh,
it's
found it.
Ash Parrish.
Yep.
I knew it. I knew
Ash
it. I knew
Whoa.
Ash Parrish has been deleting tweets every single
I
day.
fucking
What
knew
the
it.
Dozens and dozens and
Dude,
dozens
think
of
about
tweets.
how much work this takes to
These
do
people are
this
so full of
methodically.
shit.
Bro,
This
look at that.
is-
55
This is
in one day.
psycho.
Go
That's
back
insane.
down. There's 55 in one day. Up there.
That's
on,
well.
on the
That's
7th.
that's in addition to what she's tweeted, so it's probably more than that.
Wow.
It's way more than that.
Yeah.
I
They're
knew
deleting.
it.
They're over the last week or two. They've been deleting tweets left and right, almost as if it's a coordinated effort, as of its recommendation from perhaps the Queer Council, who really knows. But they're out there recommending to mass delete tweets, as if fucking Elon Musk can't be subpoenaed to give them the data. You have your own data. You can pull your data at any moment, whether you delete a tweet or not. You can pull your data. You think Elon can't pull it either?
Yo, what about? Hold on. What about Moo Adams? Beggar Adams.
Oh, I'm curious about that.
Adams,
What's
I
his
love it.
account name?
I would say probably.
I don't
nothing.
remember. It's like Khalif Adams or some shit. But
More than likely
Smash,
nothing though with that guy.
in the lawsuit, no, they mentioned Gamergate, right?
Of course.
My thought was they know that it's not going to win. They know that it's bullshit. They're trying to use it as a staple point in the movement to say, hey, this led to a lawsuit, a harassment lawsuit, and try to use that as like some kind of thing, as in like, this was so bad. It was a lawsuit
That's
against
true.
this harasser. That was another thing that I thought of.
He
I think that's a really
did
good
mass
point.
delete
Yeah.
tweets on Sunday and Monday.
Oh,
He
right.
did.
Oh dang!
Bro.
I have faith
So-
in you. I have faith in you, Booty Adams. What the hell?
There's something, and you always
Something's
find it
up.
interesting. Do you guys find it interesting how these people all losing followers like nonstop? Like all
Something's
their
up,
pages is losing, but something's up. They are covering their tracks as if people wouldn't notice that.
No, you
But-
gotta
but
check
I-
next.
what I-
You
what
gotta
I
check
wanna know
Paris
is-
next.
I mean, check somebody we rock with Twitter, because I want to know, is this something that just happens, or like is this really a coordinate? I would want to make sure it's actually a coordinated effort.
Yeah,
Okay,
go to
well, let's
Trey's,
check
Twitter.
myself
I'm
because
gonna check Atreus right now.
I don't
While you're
delete
checking-
tweets. So
Yeah, I know
yeah.
I don't delete tweets.
I
so-
delete
Here,
a
look,
few
look
tweets
what it
sometimes.
says for mine. Look, they ain't no deleted tweets.
Yeah, same with Atreus. Damn, Atreus, plus 75 tweets today. Holy shit, you were cooking.
That
Me
boy being
tweets?
bro, you being mentions going crazy, huh? Again,
Oh, yeah,
Now-
you're probably right.
I gotta
Yes,
check.
but no,
those
this
people
shit is
because I hate
100%
social media.
accurate, bro. They are. I'm all green, man. They are deleting tweets left and right, and
That's
it's
crazy,
coordinated,
dog.
and they're doing it. They're all doing it. Who else is in on that shit? Who else is on
What
it?
about Paris
we
Lily?
called that? We called that though. We called it like when the momentum
Oh, yeah.
started to shift, they would feel the wind and it would say, well, we got to act like we weren't a part of this thing so that people don't try to go after us anymore. We fucking called that months ago that this was
Mind
gonna
you, they're
happen.
telling her they're like, Slay Queen, go get those chuds, and they're deleting it like, fuck, I don't want those chuds to come after me.
Dog, that's crazy. Seeing that in real time, how you were sitting there, bro. They're the literal grifters.
Yes.
They sat there and
Paris-
acted like they cared about that shit.
Common
They
thread.
claim
Paris
they're the
did-
good guys.
only-
they're on the
only
side of
deleted-
morality.
He only deleted
that's
some
the
tweets,
same-
and
that was the same day.
it was the same day. So
Yeah.
he deleted something. They're deleting something.
They have a group chat, I would assume, and they
That's
said,
the
"Hey,
same day. Yeah,
Look
it's
at all
the
these
eighth.
bots. Look at
Yeah.
all these bots getting nuked from his account. Like minus
Oh,
95,
yeah.
minus 20. It's crazy.
That's insane.
Look,
Yeah.
it's the 8th. The other
No,
ones
but-
were the 8th as well. Like the 8th. the
It's all
9th,
Sunday
around
the
then.
8th. Yep.
Holy shit.
Something's happening. They're deleting something.
Where's
Let's
that?
go to-
We got-
I was
All-
wondering
all
if
social
Alyssa
media-
deleted any of the pictures of her with different colored hair that showed that she didn't film that video over 9 months.
Well, what do you speculate? What do you speculate is happening though? I mean, because obviously, in relation to like Alyssa, it's legal, right? That's purely legal, right? But there's something else happening.
It's-
They
a
probably
wind- I think it's a
reposted
wind
things that
change
prove
thing.
things that she deleted.
I
Correct.
Think,
Probably
That's
that
what I'm
too.
thinking. That's what I'm
Probably
thinking.
that too.
I think Marilyn Transon is advising her to reach out to people she's had contact with in this situation. And
Yeah.
telling them, hey,
Yeah.
help us
Well,
out.
yeah, like if she posted something and then deleted that, and they responded to that shows
Correct.
something she deleted, then they got it back.
Or
up.
Somebody
reposted
said-
it or whatever.
Fair
Yep.
enough. That's a very fair point.
Yeah,
Somebody
what-
said
that's-
check
that's what it
airbag
is.
too. Somebody said check.
I don't know his
airbag.
account, but that's
Me
that's
neither.
what it is. It's Alyssa Mercante has been mass deleting, right? And I also think Ash Paris has been mass deleting. I don't think those are retweets. I think she's mass deleting too. And Black Girl Gamers also is mass deleting too. They're not retweets.
That's crazy.
But since they're all like retweeting each other all the time, chances are they're all mass deleting and they're all like flagging each other's accounts for huge minuses. So it's definitely one of those things where I think it started with Alyssa, and she's probably the counsel she got from her lawyer, most likely she gave to them as well. Like, hey, in case you ever want to pursue something, maybe you should delete this, delete that. That's what my lawyer told me, whatever, giving free advice or whatever. That's what seemed to be, most likely the scenario. Do I know? I have no idea.
Or things that could be incriminating against Alyssa. That she's like, hey, can you take these down? Because it makes me
Could be that too.
Yeah.
But again, all of this can be gotten. All of this.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, and I have, just to be very clear, I have utmost faith in Ron Coleman. He's a good friend of mine and an amazing lawyer, and I think Smash is in a great hands with Ron. He's a good guy. And I think Alyssa is in once again, it's up to you and Ron, but there's definitely some avenues she may be opening herself up for the counter suit or for anti-slap stuff.
To that point.
And I don't want to get into too much giveaway.
No, that's fine. I was gonna say to that point, I talked to Ron, and he because that was the first thing I asked him, because that's what everyone wanted me to do, counter sue, and he's like, he's up on the gas. He's like, I get it. He's like, first off, we're gonna pursue the anti-slap. This is a classic case. It's gonna be slapped down. If by some chance it doesn't, I'd be shocked, but I cannot predict anything. Then we can pursue other options. He's like, but let's start with that, because the anti-slap is basically the same as the counter sue.
Yeah,
and I agree with that. That's the way you go. That's why you listen to your lawyer, you go down that path. But what I'm saying is that she's given as much as she's taken. In fact, she's probably given more and done more. And the fact that she's now on the record done things like doxing you, right, while not putting out her own information, is actually proof in the pudding in the filings, right? She cannot deny that. I mean, you just look at it with your two fucking eyes, and you're like, one of these things does not look like the other. I mean, it just is what it is.
That's true. And it might be something that we pursue. I mean, again, it's going to be play it by ear as we go type thing for sure.
Bro.
And once again, this is why, like, I tell people you only talk about so much publicly, right, about your strategy, because they're listening. Hey, Alyssa. Hey, Marilyn Transon. It's all good, right? But that said, it's the same stuff we talked about before, and I still have the same faith in your ultimate victory.
Oh yeah, thank you.
Just to back that up, because I was commenting too, saying like, I know it's redundant just to say like counter sue, but I think what we're all saying is like, don't have any level of like niceness or being like, oh, I want to like,
you don't worry about that.
Bad. Like, no, that's
that line was already crossed with the omitting of the address.
Yeah, that was any kind of fair play was out of the question, and when that happened, I was like, all right, this is how it's gonna be. This is all right.
And every single one of these people are watching, by the way, right?
Oh yeah.
You know that.
And I want y'all to know, the retards watching, that you are in fact retarded, because anybody with any kind of common sense read that document and was like, this is bullshit. Like, nobody is going to be like, what? Oh, he said mean things about you? Are we being serious?
I was like
here?
7 pages in. I was like, where's the crime?
Bro, I was like that on the second page. I got to the first page and I said, is that fucking Wikipedia? I'm like,
that's it. Citing Wikipedia
on page 1. You guys ready for this? You ready for this?
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Here we go.
Oh my God!
Look on the 8th. Go to the 8th. Go to the 8th. Look at it. Look on the 8th.
Kim Belair,
no. Hold on, bro. What the fuck is happening?
They all talk to each other. They are colluding together.
Now wait a minute.
I mean, we saw Mercante went to Canada and hung out with Kim Belair and that.
The fuck?
Was that the day they went to Canada? No, that was just
no.
Never mind. That was in November.
But every single one of the people that are mass deleting tweets, it's all on the 8th.
On the same
all
day.
Of it.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Wow.
And it's the same number too, almost like 30, 20 around there. The same number.
Shit.
Is Hypno actually Ron Coleman in disguise, and he's just able to pull up all his shit?
This is what I do, man. That's what I do. Man. It is what it is. Yeah, this is very interesting. Very interesting stuff. It seems like it's a chain where they're all probably the same tweets. Most likely quote tweets where they either responded or didn't respond and just regular quote tweeted. But it's all in the same amount, almost the same number. But you could tell the ones who are mass deleting and the one, actually mass deleting, the ones who aren't, because they have way more deleted stuff. Black Girl Gamers having 500. That's
yeah.
That's obvious. You know what I mean? They're doing their own tweets, whereas Kim Belair having the same as almost everybody else, except for Alyssa. Yeah, chances are she got chained from stuff that she quote tweeted or whatever the case would be. So it's interesting. 329 in the last 30 days.
Can you scroll up to the expanded? Go to detailed statistics. Scroll up.
Yeah,
right there.
Yeah,
Click on that.
Yeah.
That'll do the 90 days.
Holy fuck! There's more than that.
Whoa.
114.
Wow.
This is probably her. 114.
Yeah, that's a lot.
That's insane.
That's a lot. You have to actively do that.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yo,
I wonder what the Alyssa Mercante one is for 90 days.
Red on all fronts
Wait,
for
hold on a
Kim
second.
Belair.
Was that the day she was up at Sweet Baby Inc? That day?
The 15th
Yeah.
of November.
When she was at
Wait a
Compulsion
minute.
Games? What day was
Let
that?
me check. Because I'm so interested now. I am so interested.
It's fun. It's a lot of fun.
Because I'm like, what the fuck is
I'm
happening?
I feel like I'm living in a real life episode of Matlock right now. I'm like,
all on the same
realize
day.
you were
How
in.
the fuck does that happen?
I'm fucking, I'm Jessica Fletcher over here.
Dude, they're
listen,
hiding in
Murder,
real
She Wrote.
time.
It's very
For those
clear
that don't know.
that there's something afoot, and I'm sure it's all going to be revealed in due time during the lawsuit. But I do want to say thank you to Legal Mindset for giving some very good insight. I'm sure Alyssa Mercante's lawyers loved it. Marilyn Transon's definitely in the chat right now with Alyssa taking them notes.
Sweating.
So that was good. But unfortunately, he has to leave us, sadly.
Yeah.
So I wanted to give him his out.
He's here for the whole show. What do you mean?
No, he's not. No, he's not. No, he's not.
We always appreciate you
Hold
coming.
on, wait.
in. Thank you so
Legal
much.
Appreciate
mindset.
y'all.
Before you leave, do you know me, bro? You said my name earlier, like you knew me. I was like, wait, no way, this guy watches me. Because if that was the case, I was about to fanboy in front of like 1,000 people.
I know you now. I mean,
That's cool.
If it was substantiated,
I don't.
That's how you know
Get
him,
it.
okay?
I'm fanboying 100%, dude. I don't give a fuck.